Let's talk statistic and specifically margin of error. Let's see. Assume Assume that the margin of error for a population proportion is 1 over square root of n. Why are they saying that? Because when we deal in higher level with the margin of error, now this is the margin of error in ordinary level. In higher level, when we deal with the margin of error for population proportion is much bigger, isn't it? 1 minus p and then over, and that's the margin of, oh, sorry, I'm forgetting about the number. So all of that is the margin of error. But now here they are pointing, no, let's use simpler version. A survey is carried out on a random sample of 1,600 people. Find the margin of error for a population proportion based on this sample. Give your answer as a percentage. So 1 over n is what? The sample size. So square root of 1,600. We put that in the calculator and we get a decimal. And to change decimal to percentage, we either multiply by 100 or we move our decimal 2 places. So 2.5%. Okay, let's have a look at the second part. What sample size would be needed to give a margin of error of exactly 1%? So what sample size? Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Meaning what? What will be the value of n for all of that margin of error be 1? So 1 over square root of n equal 1%. We understand it has to be a decimal, so 0.01. And we want to find n. How do we find it? I have a letter under the square root. How do I deal with it? How can I bring the letter from under the square root? Only one way, power of 2. So if I take both sides to the power of 2, not if, when I want to use power of 2, we need to take both sides to the power of 2. So that means the fraction to the power of 2, that will be top of the fraction to the power of 2, which 1 to the power of 2 will be just 1. Then the square root to the power of 2 will cancel with the power of 2. And now 0, 0, 1 to the power of 2. I can leave that way. Makes not much of a difference. Now, what do I want? N. Well, what do I want? That's not really what I want. But anyway, how do I get n on its own? Now, don't forget that when you have a fraction, so when you have 6 divided by 2, that is 3, and 6 divided by 3, that is 2, you can observe that those can change place. So that's the idea we are using here, that 1 over n, we replace it with our number, will equal n. And then all we have to do, we put that in the calculator, we press equal, and what do we get? 10,000. That is our value of n.